Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Kristen Hansen and this is Goddess Imagine, a transformational yoga and modern metaphysical studio. Welcome back to the channel. I am really excited to be with you today. I have a tarot reading for you. I had originally planned to go live on Instagram. I got myself ready, got the cards ready, have my lights all set up, and I go on my account and I'm looking for the live button and I don't see it. And I couldn't figure out what was happening, so I Googled it, and I read that back in August, they changed the guidelines that you have to have 1,000 followers to go live on Instagram. And I'm like, what? My Goddess Imagine account is new. I don't have 1,000 followers yet. So I was thinking, what am I going to do? And I had been wanting to implement the tarot into my Goddess Imagine channel. And I thought, well, the universe opened a door. I'm going to walk through it. We're going to roll with that. So I'm excited to bring this reading to you today. I love the tarot and I love oracle cards. Before I opened up Goddess Imagine, I had owned Supernatural Tarot, and I have found that implementing the tarot and the oracle into yoga has been phenomenal, because with our yoga, we're working to release the trauma and the drama and the damage and dysfunction, and the tarot and oracle cards help to give us insight to those hidden aspects of ourselves, right? It helps to see things about our mind, body, and spirit that isn't easily recognizable. They help us to root down into the subconscious mind and bring that information forward for our recognition. Today's reading is a fall-themed reading. This is the first week of September 2025. This is a little pre-Hallows Eve insight reading regarding where we're at in life. What are we maybe overlooking or feeling challenged with? How can we move ourselves forward? And I also have, at the end, I include what I call a goddess inspiration message. I will be using the Gaia Oracle for that. It's a message from our higher self, our inner goddess, to help us on this transformational journey that we're currently on. Before we begin, I like to take a sip of water because I'm already nervous. It's okay, we all get nervous. Before we begin, I'd like to bring us into a place of center, just to take a moment to ground, center, and focus our mind, body, and spirit. And if you're in a place that you're able to, close your eyes and come into center with me. If not, if you're vacuuming or driving, that's fine. Just turn yourself to my voice, all right? That'll work fine too. And we can take a moment just to bring ourselves into a state of grace. Connect to our higher self, our inner goddess, our divine feminine energy. And be willing to take a serious and sincere look at ourselves as we prepare to wrap up the end of the year. And be daring to be honest with ourselves as we open ourselves to infinite possibilities. Let's also give ourselves a little bit of loving, gentle kindness, loving compassion. We've worked so hard to get to this part. Let's take a full breath in together and a full breath out. And let's begin. I had already shuffled the cards ahead of time very well. I have a microphone sitting right here, and if I shuffle on this desk, I'm afraid that it's going to hurt your ears and you will turn me off. So I will just give them a light fluff before we begin. But if you know me, I am a master shuffler. I will shuffle for days. I love to get that high energy into the cards, so I made sure to do that ahead of time. Let's begin. Our first card is, where in our life are we flourishing? What's going well for us? Where are we striving at? The card that we have is the Ten of Wands, right? The wands represent energy, fire, our passion and our purpose. The Ten of Wands is telling me that we're striving, that we're coming to the end of a long road. We're coming to the end of a journey. We're wrapping up loose ends on a scenario that maybe we've been feeling burdened by for a very long time. That maybe that we're beginning to see the light of day, that things aren't feeling so heavy, that you're beginning to get your feet underneath you, feeling a little bit more stable. You're beginning to die out of one area of your life, maybe with grieving, pain, and sorrow, and now you're preparing to tap into your inner creative, right? You're preparing to go forward, coming up into the upcoming year. A 10 signifies that it's the end of a smaller struggle, and with the wands, we're beginning to open ourselves up into our passion, things that we feel fiery about. We're beginning to stoke those inner flames and set our sights on going forward. We're happy and feeling relieved that we're finally finishing up with a challenging area of our life. And we're able to do so, right? We're able to let things go and leave them where they are. Card number 2 is what has been hidden or overlooked. Here we have the Ace of Pentacles. The Ace of Pentacles represent finance, business, entrepreneurship. This to me would represent that we've been putting off perhaps starting our business, opening up something new, adding something onto our business, progressing in our entrepreneurship. The Ace and Pentacles can also represent new ways of managing money. Maybe coming up into 2026, you're saying to yourself, I'm going to get myself set in my finances. I'm going to set up a bank account. I'm going to begin to save money. And we're looking at our finances and how we make money in a new and different way. When we come into the end of the year, we often say to ourselves, I'm going to wait till the first of the year. We're in September, October. I'm going to wait till the end of the year to deal with this. Spirit is saying, strike while the iron is hot. This is an opportunity for a brand new beginning. You're just letting go of this heavy burden that you've been dragging around behind you like a broken leg. And now you're opening yourself up. You're freeing yourself so you can begin to do the things that you're passionate about. The Ace of Pentacles shows up and says, now's the time to strike when the iron is hot. Waiting 3 months is not going to help you bring your dreams and goals closer. Starting right now is going to bring you that reward faster. That in 3 months, we can already see the money beginning to come in. Number 3 is, where do we need to find balance between the two? Between wrapping something up that's been burdening us and striking while the iron is hot. The card for that is the King of Swords. The swords represent intuition, intellect, intelligence. Also, when I see a sword, it's about cutting through the bullshit, right? We're slicing through the nonsense. When we see a king, it's the highest of the court card. It's the highest of the suit, and it's telling us to take direct and immediate action, that we're not waiting to the first of the year, that in fact we're starting today. It's also telling me with the swords that we need to find our voice in this area, that we may have great ideas, we may be wanting to go forward, but perhaps there's something or someone around us that doesn't really want us to. Maybe you're someone like me who started 25,000 businesses and your spouse is saying, we've had enough of that. Well, guess what? How do you think people become multimillionaires? They stick with it. Sooner or later, we get it right. And you maybe be on a pathway where you finally come up with something that this is going to work for me, and we have to get very clear and direct about it and not let anybody stand in our way. One of the most difficult things that we encounter as women in our transformational journey is finding our voice and not being aggressive, because we have dealt with so much trauma and drama our entire life, right? We're like a loaded pew-pew. We're loaded. Right? And the littlest thing, a penny can slide off the ledge and we can go into a swearing tirade. It's because we're full, right? We're beyond our limit of carrying things. So we can react in a harsh way. This card, the King, is telling me, it's even above a Queen, that get ourselves together and cut through the bullshit with a clean blade. right? Don't add any drama and crazy to it. Stick to the plan. This is a beautiful card to have at this time of year. This tells me that many of you that are in this mindset coming up into 2026, this is going to be your year. Number 4, what needs to be released from us in order to stand in this king? Our card is the Hanged Man. All right. The Hanged Man to me, obviously, right, we're hanging upside down, but also sometimes we can see this card is hanging around to wait. We see this light around his head. We don't need anyone's permission, all right? We have everything that we need to know for ourselves. We have gotten ourselves this far in life. Maybe it's been a little bumpy. Maybe there's been some trauma, some drama, some insane things have happened. However, we are here living and breathing, okay? We're not in a straitjacket. We're fine. The Hangman is telling us that perhaps we're striking while the iron is hot. We're following through, and to make ourselves a plan and to rely on our own intuition, to rely on our own instincts. The number one message I get from this is we don't need anyone's permission. Maybe you're taking your ideas to people and saying, I have this idea. I've been thinking about this. I've been wanting to try this. What do you think? If I would have mentioned to anybody that I had wanted to become a yoga teacher, people would have keeled over dead or died from laughing because I despise yoga so much. If I said to anybody besides my husband that I was going to yoga teacher training, they would have thought I was crazy. I didn't tell anyone until I earned my certification. Once I did that, people were like, wow, you'd be really good at that. As women, especially women who've been struggling with trauma and drama, we don't want to share our plans with people. Because just like single women like to keep women single, people that aren't striving in their life like to keep other people not striving too. This can be your mother, your sister, your best friend, could be anybody. This is a very clear sign that if you're listening to me, you have everything you need for success. I don't care if you're going for adoption. I don't care if you're balancing finances, getting into a marriage, starting a business, whatever it is. You are in line with where you're supposed to be. You don't need anyone's permission. The Hangman says right here, that light around his head right here, we have everything we need. We have all the intelligence. We've thought, overthought, thought about this, dreamed about this, whatever the case may be. Now it's time to act. We don't need anyone's approval. We don't need anyone's permission. The only thing that we need is our mind, body, and spirit and the drive to see it through. Number 5, how can we set our focus and our attention towards making this happen, right? How can we rely on ourselves? How can we trust ourselves and our intellect to go forward? The card here is the 5 of Cups, right? We look at regret here. Obviously, this man's got some broken cups. He's made some past decisions that probably haven't gone his way in the ways of love. But if you see, there's no dark, cloudy skies here. There's no ominous forces. There's nothing but him keeping him in his own gloom and doom. If he simply takes a walk over the river to the castle here and make his amends, everything is going to be fine. What this says to me is you have to forgive yourself. You have to let something go in your life that you've been hanging on to, a past failure, a past regret, some type of mistake. Forgive yourself, forgive the people involved, and move forward. Nothing is going to be gained by hanging on to the past. We can sometimes regress to pain and sorrow and suffering because it feels better than success. We recognize those feelings more than we recognize these feelings. I whip out a card like this sometimes for my clients and they're like, I'm through. I'm not doing this. Let me tell you, Spirit is always clear in their messaging, and Spirit is saying that forgive yourself, let it go. Even if you've tried 555,000 businesses, listen, this can even be for fertility, right? Anything at all that you are working to achieve that's going to bring you abundance, prosperity, right? It's not even so much the financial, but it's that abundance, that joy of success, of achievement, all right, ultimately success. Striking while the iron is hot. We don't have to wait to January 1. If you're worried about money for Christmas presents, people don't need thousands of dollars in Christmas presents. Make the compromise. But now is the time to strike where the iron is hot. Many, many people put 2025 on hold because of the way that the year started. Spirit is telling us, don't wait. Live your life exactly as you would. Everything is going to be just fine. This is an invitation, clear communication, cutting through the bullshit and taking immediate action. All right. Now, my final message is our goddess message. This is from the Gaia Oracle deck. My box is so beat up. These cards are over 10 years old. Whenever they came out is when I got them. And they're a little big for me to shuffle, but we'll give them a fluff. And this is a message from our higher self, our inner goddess. How can we maneuver this whole scenario, right? What is our inner hint of inspiration? And our card is Zen Garden, Inner Sanctuary, okay? This is a card that tells me whenever I see like Zen Garden or Inner Sanctuary, is taking time to meditate, to go into our inner self. Maybe creating our sacred space. I have that free workbook I'll talk about in a moment. But finding yourself a sacred space, getting with yourself, meditating, and focusing that energy. Success isn't going to come by just saying, I want to be successful. It's not going to come by saying, I want to adopt that child. I want to start a business. I want to buy a home. We have to prepare mind, body, and spirit. When I first got involved with B School back in 2016, if you're aware of Marie Forleo, I was listening to her when she had Marie TV, and she said, if you don't have time to meditate, if you want to be a multi-million entrepreneur making millions, if you don't have the time to meditate for 15 minutes a day, you have absolutely no business having a business. You have to have time to get your shit together, to get your shit in one bag before you turn yourself on the rest of us. I was blown. We know this, right? But sometimes we don't. We think if we just have a passion and a purpose and a plan and everything's going to be all la-di-da, that things are going to work out. But just like when we got with this reading, we have to ground, center, and focus our mind, body, and spirit. We have to get out a planner. We have to get out a pen. We got to get it together. We have to get clear with ourselves every single day because we've had so much trauma and drama. We've had so much damage and dysfunction. We may be hard-ass bitches, right? We're badass, no doubt about it. But inside of us is still a fragile person. And sometimes the wrong word or the wrong thing, this Ace of Pentacles saying you are wide open, this is going to happen for you, can send us running for the hills, right? Bring yourself back. Ground, center, and focus your mind, body, and spirit. Create your inner sanctuary, your safe place. Don't tell people your plans. Obviously, your spouse. Let me tell you something. I was married to someone that was not supportive of me. I didn't tell them much of anything. I learned not to because when I did, they crapped all over it. If you don't have a loving, supportive spouse, that's a different conversation, all right? If you do, then share it with people that are meaningful. But don't go onto Facebook and Instagram and say, hey, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? We don't need anyone's permission. We don't need anyone's permission. We don't need anyone's approval. Who calls you to ask you what they're going to do with their life? Do you think people on Facebook say, hey, Rita, I'm about to open up a multi-million-dollar business. What do you think? Nah, I don't think it's a good idea. Okay. Right? But because we've been through what we've been through, one of the things that damage women seek more than anything is approval. And part of us learning to up-level and transform, learning to become the woman that we were created to be, manifesting a soulful business and our luxury lifestyle, is we don't need anyone's approval. We only need ourselves. We don't need permission. We can do anything we put our mind to, right? Once we get out of the BS, once we get out of the trauma and the drama, even as we're working through it, we are setting our sights. We let it go, right? We're letting it go. We've wrapped it up. We're sticking it in a bag. Look at this man hunched over. He's been carrying this around for 100,000 years, and so have you. This life, the past life, the life before, next incarnation we come in, it's going to be a whole different scene. All right. And I'm super excited because I'm thinking, what does this mean for me, right? Because this is for all of us anyway. I love the tarot. I love Oracle. If you care to share in the comments, I'd love to hear from you if this resonates with you in any way and what it means for you. If doing readings weekly like this is something you'd like to see from me, please leave that in the comments as well, because I'd love to do it. And if you could also please do me a solid, if you could go to my Instagram page and please follow me. I have 2 Goddess Imagine accounts. I have my Goddess Imagine Studio and Goddess.Imagine. If you could please give me a follow on either or, I would truly appreciate that, because I love to go live and do simple things like this and chat with you guys. All right, everyone, thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful and blessed day. I can't wait to see what is waiting to bloom inside of you. I am so excited to see what is new for you. What are you daring to do? Please share it with me. I'd love to hear. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Brightest blessings. And I will see you all next time. Oh, really quick. I have a free workbook. If you get on my email list at goddessimagine.com, I have a 70+ page workbook to help you create your own sacred space within your home. I will have it in the notes. I'm sorry. See you all next time. Bye, everyone. Thank you.